Hi, I'm Amelia Maddox. This is my Lunch and Learn video series. We're on episode 4 of
My
season.
favorite number.
Oh, good. Of season 2, and today I'm so thrilled because the president and founder of our Triad Birth Professionals Network is with me today. This is Kim Snider, and she is also the owner, along with her husband, of Village Family Chiropractic. Mm-hmm. And this is just so great because she's been working with babies and families for a long time, and she has a great big family of babies as well. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to just start with telling us a little bit about how you started the Triad Birth Professionals Network.
Mm-hmm. Great question. So Triad Birth Professionals Network kind of came out of my own story. My oldest is 5. I have 5 and under. And my oldest is 5 years old. And whenever she was born, our birth didn't go exactly as planned, as many births don't. However, for me, I integrated that very traumatically, and it was very hard to get through that emotionally. I had just moved here that year as well, and whereas my husband was born, not born here, but raised here, mm-hmm. and had quite the network, I did not have that at that point. The kind you need whenever you're having a baby.
Mm-hmm. The kind of support system.
The kind of support you need, right. When you're having a baby, especially whenever you've had a birth that you're having a hard time integrating. Mm-hmm. And it was a fairly traumatic emergency cesarean that was not planned, coming from a planned home or birth center birth. So that's it was difficult for me to get through that.
Yeah.
Didn't have the support. Didn't think much of it actually, because I'm a very, we can do this, just plow through. Didn't think much of it at that time. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until about a year later, whenever I started working and integrating more within the birth world and the triad, that somebody had actually mentioned to me, do you think you had postpartum depression? And I was like, no, I don't. Wait, yes, I think I did. And that was about a year later. So at that point I realized, even me working with pregnant moms day in and day out, babies day in and day out, at that time where I was with my own pregnancy, I did not have my village. I didn't have my team, my support system. And so I realized that maybe there's a need for that as far as resources, mm-hmm. and getting those resources to women in the triad, families in the triad. So I started kind of my own work as a chiropractor, as a birth worker in the area, reaching out more. And because of that, I started a lot of more networking and went and was part of a particular networking group, which is amazing, but it doesn't work well whenever you want to work with birth workers.
Okay.
Because everyone's on call, right? They can't come to, the Tuesday morning, every week, 8 o'clock, meeting. That I was trying to get my team, my birth working team together, right? So I was like, you know what? We need a networking group that's for birth professionals, Yeah. So one, we can know what resources are out there, mm-hmm. for our patients, for our clients. And so we can know what's out there. And then also, so we can know each other, and we can help build this village and help provide those resources for our patients and clients so they don't feel alone, and have those resources to help them have that birth experience that even if it didn't go the way they expected or planned, that they feel supported and loved through.
Absolutely. And I will say that since I started my own doula practice, the Triad Birth Professionals Network has been so beneficial to me, getting connected with birth workers. Like as soon as, I don't know who told me, maybe Cheryl, mm-hmm. Cheryl Andres, who's a fantastic yoga instructor, mm-hmm. also I think in episode 4 of season 1. Mm-hmm. But so almost everyone who I have interviewed for this video series, mm-hmm. I met through the birth professionals group, and that means a lot to me. So thank you for getting it started.
Well, thank you for being a part of it.
Oh, thanks. And so we meet once a month, and then also there's a public page, right? So there's public access to find out, who in the triad mm-hmm. is a doula.
That's right.
and there's doulas. What else do we have?
Yep. So it's triadbirth.com.
Uh-huh.
And it has anybody who is trained in working with the prenatal population. So anywhere from OBs to midwives to lactation consultants to doulas, postpartum doulas, healthcare, fitness, you name it, birth photography, it's there. So that's triadbirth.com. And then yes, we meet bi-monthly, the second Wednesday of every other month. And we have Facebook presence as well. So for the professionals and on Facebook, it's Triad Birth for public.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, and so you're a chiropractor, and I think that there's several in the group that also work with babies and people who are pregnant and people who've just had babies, right? So tell us a little bit about that kind of work that you do in your own practice.
Absolutely. So as a chiropractor, just in general, as a chiropractor, what I do is help the body express its own innate ability to function properly, to heal properly, to express that health that we are all born with. And we do so, of course, through the chiropractic adjustment. I focus on everybody in the family. Our family, our practice is very family focused.
Village family.
Yes, exactly. So we see everyone in the family. Myself, I have specific training through the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association for pediatric chiropractic care as well as prenatal chiropractic care, and certified in Webster, which is a technique that helps provide that adequate space for baby to be in the best position possible for birth.
Fantastic.
So we work on a neurological level, chiropractors do. And we, through the chiropractic adjustment, we make sure that the brain and the body really are just fully communicating with each other by removing what's called subluxation. And subluxation is whenever a bone or bones in the spine are misaligned. And they're going to put pressure on those nerves and just not let the brain and body communicate. So that innate healing, that innate functioning that comes very naturally to the body cannot happen whenever subluxation is present. And so chiropractors are trained to analyze, detect, and correct those vertebral subluxations. Oh,
interesting. So wait a second. A baby is born. They haven't even started walking or doing anything that for us, adults, we feel as though that's what gives us a lot of pain and discomfort. So why would a baby need chiropractic?
Great question. So I always tell people, if you really want to know what chiropractic's all about, throw the pain notion out the window. The pain part is the easy part. The chiropractic is really about putting the neurological system of the body at ease so that it can activate the sympathetic when it needs to, activate the parasympathetic when it needs to, and just function the way the body's supposed to. Then watch a baby or an animal get adjusted. Because they have no preconceived notions about how it should feel, why they're getting adjusted, and many of the times you see a complete calm and ease come over their system after the adjustment. No preconceived notions, I should be acting this way or I should be acting this way after an adjustment. Does a baby or an animal think, right?
Right.
So the reason it's a good idea to get all babies checked for subluxation as soon as possible after birth is because birth is a beautiful process, but it's also very intense. Whether it is a beautiful unicorn, magical, non-medicated birth in the middle of a forest, or the exact opposite of maybe a emergency or planned cesarean, it's a lot of pressure and force on a spine, whether that's going through the birth canal, whether it's the welcoming committee, I like to call them sometimes, as the baby emerges. It's a lot of pressure and strain on the spine that even if I did that to you right now, you'd be like, get off my neck.
Right.
So that's a lot of the times, if the baby is not checked directly after birth, some things to look for are head tilts, postural preferences, like they like to nurse on one side more than the other. Perhaps maybe they're having a hard time nursing or latching, period. And that's a big indication of subluxation and a good time to call your pediatric chiropractor and get them checked if they haven't been checked from birth. already.
That's gonna. So you'll go right into the hospital or birth center.
So I'll go where the baby, where the need is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and support the family where they need.
That's fantastic. Well, do you do house calls?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
And so you work with people who are pregnant, working with space.
Yes.
And then babies right after birth, which I think that's amazing. And you get to see those brand new babies.
Yes, they're my favorite. Little squish. Yes.
And what about postpartum issues?
Yeah, so whenever obviously the nervous system is going through a lot postpartum, right? The nervous system is so busy, not only balancing this now lack of hormones that has been with us for 8, 9, 10 months, but also the healing process that comes with that. That's called fourth trimester for a reason, and it really doesn't get enough love and care and attention as it should. And chiropractic care, whenever utilized in that fourth trimester, can really help the nervous system just balance those hormones better, help us adapt to this new normal, right? It's not get back to pre-baby, like you're never the same after you have a baby.
Never
the
same.
Created a life and then brought that life here. You shouldn't ever be the same. That is awesome. Live in that glory, that is
Absolutely.
Beautiful. So chiropractic care can really just help support that in that fourth trimester and beyond. In balancing out and kind of finding that new normal. I tell my patients a lot, the easy part is kind of whenever they're in the belly, right? Because they're not running this way, running that way. Your body is totally just giving everything to the baby that is needed without you thinking about it, right?
Yes.
Now they're out, and now you have to do all of that kind of more consciously, right? And it's a lot on your system.
It's a lot.
The lack of sleep is a big proponent. Eating whatever it is you can get your hands on, really, if you have other children, chasing those children around. The nursing posture, right? I love to call it the adoring mother syndrome.
Oh my gosh.
Looking down at baby constantly because they're beautiful and perfect that you just created. Rightfully so. You should be looking down at them all the time, but that puts a lot of stress and strain on those neck and shoulders as well. So always a really good idea to have a family chiropractor on your team, even pre-conception, through pregnancy, and then fourth trimester and beyond.
That's great. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm still after 8 or 9 years of breastfeeding myself, it's taking a lot to to get my posture back. So tell us a story, a success story, something that you have felt has been really pivotal in the work that you do.
Yes. So there's a lot. There's a lot. Whenever you're working with baby, when you're so connected to the power that is the body, and you're able to have that honor of being able to see it all the time, there's a lot of amazing stories that come out of it. One in particular that sticks out to me and will constantly stick out to me is I was fairly new in practice, and I was doing Webster on a mom whose baby was transverse, so lying like this.
Yes, sideways instead of head down the way we want it to be.
Correct. And so I was doing Webster, and at the end, once you've cleared the nervous system, making sure the nervous system's nice and communicating properly, and other areas are balanced, you hold the round ligaments, and I was doing that, and her and I were just talking. And
round ligaments, they're the ones that come up this way that hold the uterus into place. Yes.
And so I'm holding those, and her and I are gabbing away, and I can't remember what she said, but she said, so how often do you see the baby just turn right then and there? And I said, sometimes it actually takes some time. And it's literally as those words are coming out of my mouth, this huge earthquake kind of happens in her belly, and baby just dove head down right then.
Oh my goodness.
It was
incredible. So how many weeks?
Oh gosh, she was 38, 39 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow. And so it was a big, you had no doubt of what just happened. Baby's laying this way, I'm holding here, and then suddenly down.
Amazing.
It was
amazing.
Incredible. And I tell that story all the time because it was really cool to see. I knew that what we were doing was facilitating healing and facilitating that proper positioning as best we could. But I'd never had it happen right then and there underneath my hands.
That baby, very cool. The baby needed it.
Yes, the baby was ready. It was like, all I needed was the room. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
Love it. I love it so much. So tell us very quickly, we need to wrap up here, about any upcoming events and how to get in contact with you.
Yes, so an event happening at the office at Village Family Chiropractic next weekend, October 12th from 10 to 2 is a Triad Birth and Baby Expo.
Oh yes, and this is humongous. There's
Yes.
going to be like 100 different birth providers.
Tons
so,
of vendors. They have a bounce house, face painting, belly painting, henna painting, tons of just great events, lots of door prizes and such, so it's going to be really fun. So that's next Saturday, October 12th, 10 to 2 at Village Family Chiropractic. And then, to reach me, you can go to www.villagefamilychiropractic.com.
Great. All right. Kim, thank you so much. We will definitely have to have you back.
I love it.
Because I feel like there's so many more stories you have that you need to tell us.
Be happy to come back anytime. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Kim, and we'll see you next time.